Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. Today's show, I want to talk about 3 ways to get voiceover business, but not using websites. I think for me, and especially if you followed this channel, you know I talk a lot about getting work through websites because I think nowadays online agencies, as I call them, like Fiverr and so forth, that's where so much of the work is coming through. But as I've said, by building your business solely on those platforms, meaning like you're only building your business there, it does leave you vulnerable, right, to those platforms. If something happens with them, if something happens with you, if something weird happens with a customer, the platform or the algorithm can work against you, and then all of a sudden everything you've worked for kind of falls apart, when it really shouldn't, because it's based on an algorithm and not, the totality of what you've done. Anyways, I wanted to do a quick video about 3 separate ways to get voiceover work, to market your services, okay? And I want to point out that these ways take a little bit of time. Now, I'm not saying that websites don't, you know what I mean? And sites like Upwork, like Fiverr, like even voices.com or Voice123, or sites like People Per Hour, Voice Bunny, these different sites, Voquent, these different sites, they help a lot speed up the process of you finding work through the mass amount of money they spend on marketing. But the ways I want to talk about you getting business outside of these websites is a very valid way to do business and to get business. And it's been done for a long time. But, it takes a period of probably months, if not a year or two, to start to see growth. So that's why a lot of people abandon it now, because they see so many other people making a lot of money quicker on these websites. However, the difference is by doing these methods I'm about to tell you, you start to curate your own business, meaning that it's yours, right? Another website doesn't own it. Make no mistake, no matter how much a website you make through that website, the business that comes through the website, like Fiverr or Upwork or something like that, Voices, it's their client. And they are contracting you to fulfill their client's needs. Whereas when you, cultivate a client on your own, it is then your client. Okay? So, you and that client now have the relationship, not you, the website or the site and the client. Do you see what I mean? So you're cutting out the middleman. Anyways, so let's dive into this, okay? So the first method, and probably the method that everybody knows, but not a lot of people put a lot of time into because it can be challenging, is email marketing. And I think that even in 2020 right now, email marketing is still a very viable way to cultivate business. But let me talk a little bit about this in the sense of maybe how you should go about doing it and the ups and downs. When I started my email marketing trials and tribulations, if you will, it was many years ago, and I saw this thing where, hey, you purchase an email list off of Fiverr or Upwork or Guru, you get people, you find a freelancer, right, to, put a list together of names based on a criteria that you give. Okay, they send you that list of emails, and then you send out those emails either by hand, like personally, you know what I mean, by you doing like one at a time, or you use a site like MailChimp or what is the other site? Anyways, there's many different sites that you can use. Mailshake, that was the site I was looking at, that send out emails for you automatically. They follow up, etc. So you kind of automate the process. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I found was that it was very difficult to get lists that were, I was only getting about 40% of 30, maybe 35 to 40% of those entire email lists were actually going through, and less percentage of that was people actually, interested in the services. And, the other 60, 65% were either emails that were dead, they were useless, they weren't anything that I was looking for. And I started to have problems with that. So then I looked deeper, and I started to kind of put my own method together of how to find companies, by simply going to Google, right? Searching for specific companies like video production companies, audio production houses, even studios, you could video production studios, voiceover studio, or audio studios, production studios, and I started looking per state. I would type in the name of a city and then video production studio or video production, and Google would produce a whole bunch of names of production studios or businesses within that city. And then from that list, I could then email. I could even go and look at the website, tailor my email directly to them. You can see where there is a benefit of targeting businesses in this way. However, you can also see the amount of time it takes, right? And this is why I was telling you about curating, cultivating this business over time. It's by far still the most laser-like focus you can get, but it takes probably the most time. So many people have abandoned it. Okay. Also, there's a wonderful way to do that, and that's videos. Because you can post videos, meaning like you have a YouTube channel, you make an unlisted video of you saying, hey, Bob, I was just at your website. I really liked it. My name is Anthony. I'm a voiceover actor, and I just wanted to send a shout out and say hi. If you need any voiceover services, I'd love to help. I've put a link to my demo below. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful week. And you literally put a picture. You post a picture in your email and attach a link to the demo or to that unlisted video, and people can actually see a video of a tailored message to them in video form. And we know that has some of the best open rates, especially when you put video in the subject line. Okay, that's some of the best open rates you can get. That's a wonderful way to get yourself to businesses and to get known, especially by following up. But again, the challenge with that is that it takes time. So that is an important way that you can get business, but just know that it is not an overnight thing. It takes months, years. But after time, you will continue to build this list too of emails and companies, and then you can re-email them just to remind them that you're available and you're there. And you can see after a while how this list can grow. Right? Sending out 100 emails is one thing. Sending out 1,000 emails is another thing, or 10,000 emails. Do you see what I mean? So it becomes a numbers game. This is, again, a great way, and that's number one, to get business off of websites is by using those kind of methods with email marketing. But again, it takes time, and you got to have faith. Okay? The next thing is messaging on or through social media. A lot of people focus solely on posting content. I post a lot of content, right, on social media. But one of the most powerful things that social media has is the DM, or the direct message, that was aptly named by Instagram, right? So, even on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, any of these sites, okay, you can direct message people, send them a message personally. And I find that this is an amazing way, because I call it the email of the new age. When someone sends you a message, a personal message through social media, you open it and look at it, don't you? You do. Whereas a lot of emails sometimes do get kind of glazed over, right? We get rid of them if we don't know who it's from. Okay, because we're so used to email, but we're still not so used to getting private messages. Whenever I get a private message on anything, I'm like, ooh, who sent me a message? I mean, we're all right, because it's a more it's a faster way to work together through getting a message through social media now. It is a way that you can message people through social media. However, it's important to note that the messages in social media that I get from people are like, hey, Are you interested in buying this from me? Here's a link to my, all right. I don't like that kind of message, because to me, that message is not, social media is not a business account. Whereas when you're sending an email, you're sending it to a business. Do you see what I mean? You're sending it to a business, so it makes sense that it's a business email. But when you're sent on social media, it becomes more of a relationship. So it's more like, you sending a message saying, hey, my name's Anthony. I saw your last post. It was pretty cool. I just wanted to reach out and say hi. Okay. And you send 3 or 4 of those messages over the next week or two. Then you can work your way into, hey, I just saw this. By the way, I'm a voice actor. If you ever need any, voiceovers, like if that would have been a great thing to have a voiceover to, right? Like that's a wonderful way for you to actually build a relationship, get in there through messaging. All right, make a chart, make a list, put these names down in it. I mean, there's so many programs that you can use. Hootsuite, which I've done videos on. There's for Twitter, there's Twitter Deck. But even using a spreadsheet, an Excel sheet or something, where you just put down these businesses, their social media accounts, and then track what you've done. All right. But direct messaging people is a wonderful way to build relationships first, get them to follow you, start following them, and then continue to begin to hint at what you do or how you could help them. Okay. And don't even be afraid to send them a personal video message. Wonderful thing about most of social media is you can send them video messages. Video messages are great. You need to get over it. All right. We got to get over your fear about doing video messaging. It helps. It works. Because trust me, as long as there are people out there who are afraid and not doing it, that's an opportunity for us that are willing to do it. Okay? All right. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is the good old telephone. Okay, I know so many people, and what's interesting, so many people don't even talk about this really anymore, but that's the cold call. That's picking up your phone, finding a telephone number and calling and saying, hey, my name's Anthony. I'm a voice actor. I was wondering if I could speak to the person who handles your voiceovers. Okay, I mean, it's that simple as that, right? And, say, well, hey, yeah, that's, I do. And you're like, great. I was wondering if you're accepting any demos right now. Sure, I'm always accepting demos. Send me give me your email address, or I would say, hey, can I have your email? That's great. Can I have your email address? Sure. Here it is. I'll send it over to you. Thank you so much for your time. Or no, you know what? We don't do that. Or hey, that's Jill. She handles it. Let me connect you. Hey, Jill, my name is Anthony. I'm a voice actor. I was just calling to see if you guys are accepting demos at this time. Hey, we actually don't work with voiceover artists, but I appreciate it. If we ever do, I'll let you know. Great. Thank you. Have a good day. All right. Check that business off. They don't work with voiceover actors. All the calls I've ever made, I've never had a call where someone was like, I hate you. Why did you call me? I've never had that happen, ever. I mean, it's a business. Remember, this is business. When we're at work or we're at a business, we expect other businesses and people to contact us. When we're at home or on social media, we expect our friends, all right, or people looking to build a relationship to contact us, not businesses. Remember that difference, okay? So, but the cold call is so wonderful because what it does is it validates even more the email address. Do you see what I mean? Because now you're curating an even better email address and starting to build a relationship. You've talked to them. Now you sent them an email. You have them on a list. You have the name of the person exactly who you need to contact. Half of the battle is figuring out who you need to contact, right? But now you have the person, the name of the person you have to contact. Then you have their email address. You've talked to them. You've sent them an email. And then you can follow up with them in a couple of weeks. All right, but saying, hey, this is Anthony. It was great talking to you a few weeks ago. I was just following up and letting you know I've done, the last couple of weeks have been great. I've done X, Y, Z. And if you need anything, just let me know. You send a simple follow-up email of a couple sentences. Okay, but it's the keeping yourself in front of people. And remember, when you're first starting out, it's going to be slow. because you don't have a huge number of contacts yet. You have to build them up. But as you build up over time and have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of contacts, you're going to be making a lot of business. Okay, because people will need you and your services. And then you're going to cultivate long-lasting clients. And they're your clients. They're not a website. You're not sharing percentages with them because you spent the time yourself to get them. Not OPM, other people's money, or OPT, other people's time. You're spending your money and your time. And in this case, money-wise, it doesn't take money except for your time, right? It takes your time to get this stuff. So listen, I wanted to do this video today because I spend so much effort talking about growing and building your voiceover business using the massive amount of traffic these online websites are getting these days. But I wanted to, tell you there are still other ways that you can get business. And quite frankly, I believe you should be doing these things. I am. I'm sending out I send out 600 emails a month. Okay. I mean, I could probably say I should send out more. I will send out, we'll be sending out more. All right. I message people all the time. I make phone calls. I do those things on top of all of the website stuff I do. You've got to do that. You've got to do it all so that you can build your business over here, so that when the business over here starts lagging a little bit, you've got the business over here that picks up or keeps you going, and vice versa. Multiple streams of income from multiple places. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this to someone who needs it. And as always, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Peace.